This is why I felt God said, preach this. Because I don't want to see you lose that intimacy with him, because Christianity just becomes a form. It just becomes a bunch of works. And you know, we got these Christians that are going, I pray, and I don't hear anything. I was getting ready to preach, and this is back when I was youth pastor. And I remember I was, Lisa was with the babies, and I was up in our loft, and I was kind of just praying, and I heard the Holy Spirit say to me, read John chapter 14, verse 15. Now, I heard it just like you just heard my voice. So I opened up my Bible, and sure enough, John 14, 15 was the beginning of a new paragraph. I thought, whoa. So I started reading, and this is what I read. If you love me, keep my commandments. And this is Jesus speaking to his disciples. And I read that verse 14, and I read all the way down to the 24th verse, because they all had to do with each other. And I got all the way to the end of the 24th verse, and the Lord said to me, he said, you didn't get it. Read it again. So I went back up and read it again. If you love me, keep my commandments. I went all the way down to the 24th verse. And the Lord said to me, you didn't get it. Read it again. So I went all the way back to the top. If you love me, keep my commandments. I read all the way down to verse 24. The Lord said to me, you didn't get it. Read it again. Now this happened 8 times. So the 9th time, this is the way I started reading it. Okay, I got it. That's me. Love, and I even went to concordance. Okay, I got that word. Me, that's Jesus. And I started reading down to the 24th verse that slow. I got all the way down to the 24th verse, and that took about 15 minutes. And the Lord said, you didn't get it, read it again. Now I remember, bro, I was on my carpet now, and I'm just pounding my fist going, okay, I'm stupid. Please help me. Okay? And I'm serious, that's what I was praying. And all of a sudden, I read it again, if you love me, and I see a little asterisk by the word keep. I thought, whoa. So I went over to the margin, and you know what the margin says? In the original version, it says, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. Daniel, can you help me? And I need somebody else. John, would you mind helping me? Can you run up here? Okay, Daniel, stand here. John, you stand here. Okay? Thanks, guys, so much. Pretend they're me and pretend I'm Jesus. Just illustration, okay? This is the way I read it the 9 times. If you love me, keep my commandments. In other words, Daniel, you will prove that you love me by keeping my commandments. That's the way I read it. Okay? But when I read it that 10th time, watch this. John, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. In other words, John, fall head over and heels in love with me, and you'll have no trouble keeping my commandments. This is law. This is law. This is relationship. Thanks, guys. You know, when I met Lisa and I led her to the Lord on our first date, I fell head over and heels in love with her. We would walk the campus at Purdue University till 4 in the morning. We were always the last one in. The security guard would just laugh. Her mom and dad lived near Purdue's campus, so one time I was over at her house for about 5 hours. I go back to the dorm, and she calls me and she goes, you left your jacket here. I said, then I'll just have to come get it. And I'd be there another 5 hours. I mean, man, every moment I had free, I wanted to be with her. I mean, if she would have called me, Paul, in the middle of the night and said, honey, I want an ice cream cone, I would have said, you want chocolate or vanilla? I'd be there in 5 minutes. But then we got married. All the married people know where I'm going right now. They know where I'm going. Now I'm like watching the football game. Honey, could you help me with this? Oh, babe, I'm watching the game right now. I'll get it later. One day she looked at me, she said, what about the I'll be there in 5 minutes, you want chocolate or vanilla? And I was like, ay. So Jesus says to this church, he says, you still got all the works, you're still patient, you're still doing all this, but you've left your first love. Why are people still bound to sin? See, David said, thy word have I hid in my heart that I might not sin against you. He didn't say thy word have I memorized so that I might not sin against you. It's when he's so close and he says something to you. It's now hidden in my heart. I don't want to break his heart. People say, why don't you commit adultery against Lisa? Well, number one, she's a sharpshooter. I'd be dead. But number two, do you really want to know why? Because I don't ever want to lose the intimacy that I have with her. You know, if I'm jumping in bed with other women, I may be still technically married to her, but I guarantee you she's not going to be intimate with me. And this is why I felt God said, preach this. Because I don't want to see you lose that intimacy with him, because Christianity just becomes a form. It just becomes a bunch of works. You know, we got these Christians that are going, I pray, and I don't hear anything. You know, I could be asking Lisa to be intimate with me, but if I'm jumping in bed with other girls, there is a level of commitment on my end that opens that intimacy up. There is nothing greater. I love sports. I'm an athlete. I've been an athlete all my life. I love my wife, my family. There's nothing greater than me. Nothing than God whispering something to me I've never known. And I don't want to lose that. And I don't want you to lose that.
At TBN, our mission is to use every available means to reach as many individuals and families as possible with the life-changing gospel of Jesus Christ.
Thank you for helping make the gospel of grace go around the world.
Without you, we couldn't do it. God bless you.